Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms coming to you live from Escondido in California for the last time. Ooh, what's happening? If you looked at the thing, you would have seen, oops, just got my low battery sign. Better go plug in. Then you would have seen that we're getting Sparkles road ready. So what does that mean? Well, the last thing on my to-do list was to get the, oops, don't want to sit on my glasses. Hang on a second. I should have moved before I started this. I apologize. And I'm on early, only because I got to get an early night. Just going to move my blanket that I'm crocheting. Anyway, so what does road ready mean, getting road ready? What it means is that the last thing on my to-do list that had to be fixed was to get the shimmy taken out. When I drive on the freeway between 50 and 60, the car, Sparkles starts to shimmy. And so I took her into an alignment place today, and we went out for a test drive on the freeway, and the guy found the shimmy quite easily, and also found out that it pulls to the right. So he was releasing the steering wheel every now and again, and we'll just go right. You need to get back on track again, then release it, and we'll go right. And I was sort of like sitting in the passenger seat, and I only sat in the passenger seat a couple of times when somebody else had been driving. That was when I first purchased it, and what was I trying to say? Yeah, so it was very interesting to be on the road with somebody else driving Sparkles. It's actually kind of cool. But anyway, so they took it back, they did the assessment and everything else, and it was sort of like, the first thing I have to do is get new tires, and we don't have new tires here. So then we had to find a tire place, and unfortunately they knew of a place that had the tires, so go over there, get a couple of new tires on. The RV is going back to them tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. And not sure why I have a poor network connection. Bet the Wi-Fi's dropped off again. Hang on, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so we got the new tires put on. So we got 2 new tires on the front, and that made a big difference already in the handling of the vehicle. But it's got to go back tomorrow morning and get some things straightened up, which are a little on the crooked side. So we're going to get some things straightened up that will have to do with the steering of the thing, because apparently when my steering wheel is straight on, the wheels are actually slightly turned, which I thought was kind of interesting. But I did test it out, and they were right. The logo does not sit straight on the steering wheel when the wheels are straight. But so we've got 2 new tires on Sparkles, and then we'll go back tomorrow. We will get the alignment done, and there's a couple of add-on devices that were put on by the previous owner which help with stability when you're driving, and can help too, that should you get a blown tire, the handling of the vehicle when the tire blows. So that's all getting straightened up tomorrow. It's a little crooked, just getting reset, retightened, all of that sort of stuff. Then I can get on to up to Wilderness Lakes. And so tomorrow night, hopefully I'll be coming from Wilderness Lakes. Who knows? I have to be at the shop at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, and yeah, basically, and then Sparkles won't be ready till mid-afternoon, or early afternoon. So they're hoping to get it done before the rush hour traffic starts on the freeway, so we can take it on the freeway, get her up to speed, and see how she handles. So that was that. Then when I was coming back, because of the way the campground's laid out, I actually park Animal in front of Sparkles. So in order for me to get Sparkles out and leave Animal here, this morning I dove across to an empty site where there was no campers on there, parked Animal there, pulled Sparkles out, put Animal back into this one, and then drove off. So when I stopped in down at the front office there to see if there was a site available that I could do that with. And while I was there, also booked in for over Thanksgiving and into beginning of December as well. So got all that sorted out. And one of the women that I had met in the campground earlier, it was about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I had met her. She's just having a lot of stuff going on right now that's just weighing her down. And she only is like 3 or 4 sites up from mine. And so I said, well, look, I'm going back up top. We figured out that the spot I'd used that morning was still available. I could do my jiggling of the vehicles. And so I said, look, hop in Sparkles, and I'll run you up there. And so as we were standing talking though, I had this voice inside my head say, that yellow blanket that you finished yesterday, it is to go to her husband. And her husband has terminal prostate cancer. So having that voice in my head saying, give the blanket to her for her husband. I was like, okay. Because this is what happens when I make blankets and stuff. Sometimes they go into boxes and get taken to places that will then distribute them to the patients and things. Other times I get voices that tell me, this is who you are to give the blanket to. And it's not until I meet the person that I get that voice. And so we got into Sparkles, and she had never been in a Class A before, so she was able to sit in the passenger seat, and we drove up to buy her thing, and she's like, wow, this is so cool. And then as we got to her site, I pulled over, and as she's getting out, I said, oh, hang on, I have something for you. And I went over to the couch where I had left the blanket sitting, and I said, this is for you. I said, actually said, it's not actually for you, it's for your husband. And I said, it's a chemo blanket that I've made. I pray over them when I make them, so they come with lots of love and blessings and healing for the person who it is bringing comfort to. And she was just sort of like, thank you so much. And I said, and I have a hat, because then while driving up, this little voice gets in my head and says, that rainbow hat you did, it has to go to him as well. It will fit him perfectly. And so make sure you give her that hat. And so I said to her, look, I've got a hat as well, but I think it's in my closet and I can't get to that while the camper's closed up. So as soon as I get it open, I'll bring it up. So I took it up. So as soon as I got the camper done, I took the hat up to her. She called her husband out. We gave him the hat. He put on his head. It looked fantastic. And my soul just went, ah. And he was very thankful for the blanket, very thankful for the hat. And we just stood there and talked for like half an hour. I still hadn't even plugged Sparkles in. All I'd done was put the feet down, put the slides out. I hadn't even plugged her in, so my poor fridge is running on battery power. But it's okay. It's good. It's good. The batteries charge up when I'm running the engine, so we're good. And but, we stood there for like half an hour just talking about some of the issues that they're having, some of the troubles that they're having, some of the challenges and that sort of thing. So it was good to be able to just stand there and be a friend. And then the wife and I exchange phone numbers so we can keep in contact with each other, because she wants to make sure that I stay safe traveling. She can't believe I'm traveling by myself, not even with a dog. She was surprised. She said, you don't even have a dog? She said, what about that gorgeous dog I saw you with the other day? I said, that was my grandpup. I said, that he's back home with his mum and dad. I said, I just look after him when they're out of town. And so she's like, oh, he's such a sweet dog. I said, yeah. I said, but I already know what my dog's going to look like and everything else. And So I came back feeling really, really good that I had made a difference in somebody's day. And if I just make, even if it's just a smile that I can share with somebody and it makes their day, it lifts my spirit. But to be able to, and he was a tall guy as well. And that blanket, when I made it, ended up being 64 inches by 36 inches. So it was almost as tall as I am. I'm 5'4.5", and so that thing was half an inch shorter than me. And so it was a big blanket, and he was a big guy, so that blanket will fit him perfectly. He even said that it feels really snuggly, and he can't wait to use it. And the nights are getting really cool here as well. It was 63 when I went to bed last night. Yes. It was 52 when I woke up. Oh, I didn't want to get out of bed. I wanted to go back to sleep. But anyway, so that blanket's going to be put to great use. He said that, and the hat, he loved. He tried the hat on, and he didn't even take it off the entire time we were talking. I don't know if he's taken it off yet or not, or if it's still on his head. But he looked fantastic in it. He was very appreciative, and just made me feel good that I brought some joy to somebody's life today. So that was the ending of my day. Getting the voices telling me, give this blanket to that person, give that hat to that same person. So I love it when that happens. When God speaks and we listen, magic happens. So so this is it was just a really, really cool day. Lots of frustration with me with Sparkles, but to be able to end it on a high note like that and go, wow, thank you. So I'm very grateful for the new friends that I have made at this campground, and we're going to stay in contact. And now I can't wait to finish my my neon blanket, the one with the black with all the different neon colors. I've pulled that one out so I can get that finished as well. And who knows who will end up with that, or if it'll end up going to a place that will distribute it to somebody. We shall find out. But that was my big wow for today, was being a spark in somebody's life, bringing a little spark to their lives, and in times of trouble when they're dealing with his cancer, they're dealing with their new place where they're going to be moving to, they're dealing with issues with their RV where they've got to take it in to be fixed and that sort of stuff, and they've got to put their stuff kind of in storage for a few days, so they're getting a U-Haul, and I really wish I was staying longer so I could give them a hand to help pack up the U-Haul and that sort of stuff as well. But that's how these things work out, and they've got plenty of friends here in the campground who are willing to help them as well. So it was a very cool day in the end. But anyway, so tomorrow I will be in Menifee and at Wilderness Lakes. I have no idea what time I'm going to get there. It all depends on when they get Sparkles on the road. So, lots of comments. Hang on. Let's go through the comments. Kia ora, Lillian. My mama crochets for babies in need, although she has arthritis. Awesome. I love hearing those stories. I like making little preemie hats. And I crochet and knit those as well. And awesome that your mum is doing that with her arthritis. I know people who do that with arthritis to help keep their fingers limber. Kia ora, Jason. All the Facebooks I've heard from you. I didn't know you did this. You haven't been on when I've been showing my project. This is my neon blanket. It's really cool. It's black with all the different neon colours in it. And it looks really cool when it's unfolded, and it's about to have ball number 5 put onto it, and then the 6th one will be for the border. Wonderful, you are a blessing. God bless. Well, thank you, Lillian. I appreciate that, and God bless you too. So I hope you all have a super fantastic sparkling evening. I am off to do a little bit of crochet, probably for about another hour. Then I'm off to bed because I'm going to be up early to break down Sparkles and get her over to the place so she can get all of her alignments and everything done so she handles on the road. And like the guy said to me, he said, my job here is to make sure that you enjoy driving your RV without the fatigue. And so, because I thought of all the fatigue that I had when I was driving mum and dad around, and I thought, yeah, it would be nice to drive without that and not have to worry about that. So we will see how it goes. That is awesome that your mother has no pain while doing it for the babies. Love that. I love that. When you're doing for a cause, it is amazing what happens with that. Amazing. I love it. I actually met a woman the other day when I was out down doing laundry, and she does the most gorgeous crochet rugs, and she gives them all away as well. And so I said, what are you doing sitting out here? I said, I'm just going to go. I'm going to go sit out, because she was sitting outside the laundry on this really crappy folding chair. And so I'm just going to go sit in the lounge area that they have off in the main office there and do some knitting. And she said, I'll do some crocheting. And I suddenly thought, hang on, I think I'm knitting now. Sometimes I forget which I'm doing. And she said, you crochet, do you? And we had this whole discussion on crochet, doing chemo blankets, giving blankets away, making them, what some of the biggest ones we've had, some of the challenges we've had. And she was showing me photos of the most beautiful blankets that she has made, and she was telling me that when her mum passed, her mum and her son had a very close relationship, and so when her mother passed, she found all these boxes and boxes and boxes of yarn, and she found all of these squares that her mother had made but had never put together in a blanket. So she ended up taking all of these squares and making it into a blanket that she gave to her son, so he would feel his grandmother's love wrapped around him every night when he went to bed and that sort of thing. And I thought that was so sweet. And then there were enough squares left over that her grandchildren have now each got their own blanket made by their great grandmother, which I thought was, I said that there is so cool. I said that just, my emotions were going all over the place. I was like tearing up, and my heart was just going, that is just so. It was just so amazing that she was able to give that gift from her mother to her grandchildren and her son, so from their grandmother and their great-grandmother. So I thought that was really cool. But we had a great discussion there on crocheting, and then I happened to have my bag there, and I showed her what I was currently knitting. She goes, oh, you knit too? She says, I've never learned to knit. And I said, well, it's actually quite easy. So I went over and carried on knitting and got that hat done, and that was the green, white, and yellow one. So I've been getting huge bags from the Assistance League for just $5 a baby yarn. That is so cool. Getting huge bags from the Assistance League for $5 baby yarn that I gave to my mother. Excellent. Love that. I like going to the craft stores when they have the sales on, and I walked into Joann's the other day, and they had this huge display of all this yarn that was like 70% off the original price, and then they had a 25% off their clearance price. And my mum says, are they giving it away? I says, yeah, probably. And then they gave me a coupon for 20% off the entire order to be used between certain dates. So I went back to their clearance bin again. So not only did I get the 70% off the original price, I got the 25% off that they were giving on the clearance price. Then I got another 20% off the entire order. And so like $10 balls of wool I was getting for like like somewhere down around $1.50 to $2 a ball. I was looking at one the other day and it had a clearance sticker of it at $2.22. That was its clearance price. Then it had the 25% taken off that and then another 20% off that. So, and my mum says they're going to be paying for you to take it out of the shop. In fact, while I was there, the woman says, you don't want to take any more of our clearance stuff, do you? I says, I don't have the space. I said, I live in an RV. I don't have that much space. And I said, I actually have about 15 boxes of yarn sitting in my storage unit, but it's right at the back of the storage unit where I can't get to it. So this is kind of the replacement at the moment until I can get in there and get to the back and do some more sorting and stuff. So, but yeah. But it's interesting to see what you can pick up on sale. And I only buy yarn when it's on sale unless there is a specific project that I'm doing where I need a specific yarn and it's not on sale. But I will hunt around till I find the best pricing for it. But anyway, that's it from me. I have to go. Got to get an early night in so I can get up early and get Sparkles on the road to get her all her alignments and everything done. And better than Vegas, baby. Oh, yeah. Anytime I get to do crocheting and knitting and stuff like that with really, really cheap yarn that's good quality, it's always better than Vegas. But off to Menifee tomorrow. Let's see. Palm Springs on Saturday. Some little town 2 days later for 2 days. Then I'm into Mesa, Arizona. So, and then I'm into some place near Cottonwood, Arizona. And then after that, I have no clue. But I will figure it out in the next few days. But until tomorrow, anyway, I got to go. Have a super fantastic sparkling evening. We will catch you guys tomorrow from Menifee. And I will be able to tell you how well Sparkles is driving. Oh, I almost forgot. Today was day one of the Bullafit Challenge. I'm supposed to keep track of how much water I drink. I have no clue how much water I drink. Because of all the running around I was doing with getting Sparkles from one place to another, getting her assessed and everything else, and then having to sit and do some work in the lounge here at the campground while I was waiting for stuff to be done on Sparkles. I totally lost track of how much water I drank. At least I got my supplements in. I got that in. Got my, what did I do? Keto Fizz, got that. Oh, that stuff's so good. The Keto Fizz, got that in. I got some exercise in. I walked over a mile today. So, that was awesome to get that in. I did some meditation this morning before my crazy day started. So I've got to get up early tomorrow morning. Got to make sure I'm up by 5 so I can get my crazy day started in a good way by getting some meditation time in there and some devotion time in there, and then I can hit the ground running. So have a super fantastic sparkling evening. Tomorrow is day 2 of the 90-day challenge, and the day Sparkles gets put back in alignment. Feel like I'm taking her to a chiropractor. I guess I am. I'm taking her to a mechanical chiropractor. So she will be all cylinders go, ready to run. Oh, love that. I have to tell Ray tomorrow that he's a mechanical chiropractor. Getting the alignment done. All right, have a super fantastic sparkling evening and catch you guys tomorrow. He konera.